Good morning. Welcome to Workforce Skills with John Morse. I'm going to recite something here. This is kind of our mission statement as a company for PHP Commercial Painting. We deliver unmatched quality and craftsmanship by ensuring every detail reflects excellence, even when no one is watching. You know, it's amazing how many people don't believe that. And what we try to do as a company, we're trying to make sure that no matter what we do, no matter who's watching or not watching, we're going to do it right every single time. We have to. There's so many situations. I just got done with a job walk for a very large job right before walking in here back to the office to record this podcast. And it's the project that we literally had a $40,000 mistake on. It's costing us some money. I know I talked about that a few episodes ago, but to be able to go on this job walk with the project manager and superintendent from the general contractor and have one of the easiest job walks for a pre-punch list and for them to point out everything that we needed to fix or needed to take care of. I am so impressed with my crew out there, so amazed at how well they did, that this is going to be one of the easiest punch lists that we've ever had to do on such a large scale project. And it went so smooth, and the feedback from the project manager with their company is our company is going to be their go-to painter here in Arizona with the majority of their work moving forward because of how we perform, because of what we do, and how we've built the relationship with this company by owning up our mistake and doing it right. You know, it was a hard thing to accept, you know, that we had to fix this and take care of our mistakes. But you know what? It had to be done. It had to be done the right way. And we owned it and we took care of it. You know, there's a lot of companies out there. You have to ask yourself, what is your mission statement? What do you believe in as a company? How are you going to represent yourself? I think a mission statement is so crucial, so important, but you got to live by it. You got to live and die by it within your company. You have to. And you not only have to have it as a mission statement for your company, but you have to get your employees to understand this and buy into it and believe it. It can't be just something, oh, here's our mission statement, this is what we do, but then you don't really act upon that. Your work ethic and your performance doesn't reflect what your mission statement is. Our mission statement, every morning at 5 o'clock, we have a logistics meeting here at the office with our project managers, our superintendents, and any painters are here. They sit in that meeting too. They sit on the outer area of the conference room. The higher up positions sit at the table and we discuss the jobs coming up. But the one thing we always do every single morning before that meeting starts is we recite our mission statement. Everybody in there recites it. And if they don't know it, they don't have it memorized, it's up on a board, on a wall, and everybody can read it and see it. You have to believe in what you're doing. You have to represent yourself in the right way. There are way too many companies out there, they're just a bunch of hacks. They're doing whatever they can to make a buck. They're not in it to do the right thing. They're not in it to take care of the customer. They think the customer's there just to make them money, make them richer. It doesn't work like that. We have to do it right. We have to give a good product and make sure that there's value to what we're doing. What is the value to what you're doing every day? Is there value in what you're giving the customer? If you charge $10,000 to paint a project and you half-ass it, you got drips all over the floors everywhere, you didn't prep it right, you didn't put 2 coats on, or maybe you skip priming and just put 2 coats, you're trying to cut corners and make more money, you're going to lose every single time. You're not going to stay in business very long. I promise you, you will not be in business very long, and we will be the company that walks in and takes over everything from you. We're going to take all the work because we're going to do it right every time. We're going to do it right. We're not going to fail. We're going to go above and beyond on everything that we do. We have to. I'm not here to impress anybody except the customer with that end product. I'm not here to impress myself, the people that work for me. I want to impress the customer. I want them to walk in and say, oh my God, this paint job looks beautiful. This is what I paid for. This was worth all the money I gave you. That's the reception that I want when I walk a job with somebody. That's the reception I just had today. And it was an amazing experience. And it's a good feeling when you can walk in there. And now I can talk to the painters that were on that job. And We started out, it was about a 10-man crew. We're down to 3 people now that are going to wrap it up over this week and next week. And I'm so proud of these guys. I'm going to let them know. I'm going to make sure they understand how crucial they were to making this a success. I mean, everything they put into this. And a couple of the guys on there are fairly new with us. They haven't been with us very long, and they really performed to the best of their ability. They went above and beyond. And that's impressive. Now I'm going to be looking at these guys. I'm going to say, okay, bonuses or maybe a pay raise. What do I do with them? But at the same time, if I do that, I can't have them say, oh, I got it now. I made it. Now I'm going to slack off on the next one. No, you got to keep performing. You got to keep that level. The expectations of our company with this general contractor are set so high that we have to keep it there. We can't step back. We can't fail. We have to keep our foot on the gas and keep pushing forward to make this every job we do with them a success now. And we have to keep going above and beyond. That's how you retain your customers. I talked about how to build relationships with general contractors and the people we do work with. This is it right here. This is the win of all wins for us. Now, it's interesting because this year we're doing a little bit less in sales than we did the last 2 years. We're down a certain percentage, but our profit margins have gone through the roof. We're a lot higher than we've ever been before. And it just, we've stepped back and we look at everything we're doing. We're doing better on some of these jobs. But at the same time, we have certain jobs. You're always going to have a job that fails. There's always going to be a job that you lose money on, but you don't cut corners. You still continue and do it the right way, the way it's supposed to be done. You don't look at a job and say, okay, oh crap, I'm losing money on this. Where can I cut corners? Where I can save some money? Maybe I buy cheaper paint, or maybe I do this differently. Maybe I water down the paint, which we never do. I will not allow anybody working for me to water down paint. That is not how we apply the paint to the projects that we do. And it's shocking when I hear people, well, how much water do you add to a 5-gallon bucket? None. Oh, I heard you're supposed to add a gallon of water. It helps the paint cover better. No, that's just some idiot out there telling you that that's what needs to be done. So he's trying to save money and give you a cheaper price to get the job. Not happening. Not on my watch in our company. That's not how you do it. You give them the best product you can. The paint was made to come out of that bucket and be applied exactly the way it is in that bucket. There's no cutting corners. You can't. If you're going to cut corners or do something different, this isn't the business for you. You're not going to succeed. You will fail miserably. And you might make some money on this job and that job, but it's going to catch up to you. It's not going to continue that way. You're going to lose the job. And it's funny how some contractors we've done work for, and our prices have pretty much stayed the same. If they go up, it's because we have a price increase on paint. Come January, my rep's already coming in my office telling me, yeah, John, we've got a 6 or 7% price increase on all our paint across the board starting in the new year. Well, I have to pass that cost on to the end user, which is my customer. That's just the way it is. I'm not going to soak that up and take it out of my profits. That's just the way it has to be. And it's funny how our prices will increase every year a certain percentage due to this. And every once in a while, we'll lose a job or two with a contractor to somebody else. But it's funny how they always come back to us, because in the end, these other people were cheaper and they did poor quality work. They weren't reliable. They didn't show up on time. They didn't perform to the best of their ability, which we are going to do every single time. You have to. That's how I'm going to continue to build the business. That's how we grow. If you're a small company and you want to get bigger and you're thinking, oh, how do I make more money? Do good quality work and just keep bidding the way you're doing it. It's going to happen. The work will come, but you've got to go out there and perform. And every once in a while, I'll get someone that calls and says, okay, hey, John, you're at $25,000. We're trying to be at $22,000. If you can be there and that's where everybody else is, we'll give you the job. We really want to give you a shot. We haven't used you yet, but this is your opportunity. And I'll flat out tell them, I can't come down to your cost. I can come down a little bit. What if I can do it for $24,000? Some way I'm going to make it happen. And we're always going to make the money we need to, but I'm not giving away a job for free. I'm not giving away the profits, and neither should you. You need to understand the value of what you're giving somebody. And if your value is to cut corners and half-ass it, then you have no value. You have no reason to even be in business at that point. You're just a hack. Don't be that person. Give the quality, give the work, give what you give the best thing you can give them. I always tell my guys, I want you to paint this job like you're painting your mom's house. You would not give her a poor job. You're going to go above and beyond for mom. You have to. That's how you do the job. When my mom calls me up and she says, "Hey son, I need these doors painted." I'm putting my best guys on her doors to paint her doors. I'm not, I don't go out and paint very often anymore, but if I did, I would be on my mom's house. But if I send somebody out to do her doors, and we actually painted her doors, we picked them up, brought them to the office, painted them, took them back. Funny story though, we ended up, the paint store gave us the wrong paint on us. We had to repaint them twice, but my mom got the best paint job you can imagine on these doors. I'm going to make sure of it every single time. And I would do it no different for the customers that we work for, the general contractors that we work for. I'm going to give them the best quality, the best product end thing that I can give them to make them happy with the job and make them say, you know what? We want PHP Commercial Painting to come back again. They're our go-to painter because they do it right every time, even when we're not watching. And it's a great feeling for a lot of my guys when I get a contractor saying, hey, you know, that guy Larry that works for you, he did such a good job. We want him on every one of our jobs. Now, unfortunately for me, I don't have enough Larrys out there, but we're building them. Larry's one of our guys. He trains a lot of people out there, and he makes them into production painters. And it's amazing what he's accomplished and how some of our newer guys are becoming better because of him. So we're making a bunch of mini-me's for Larry that are getting out there and doing it. So there's going to come a time as we progress in this business and we grow that I'm going to have not just one or two guys that everybody's asking for. It's going to be everybody's being requested. Everybody's being asked for. When we were doing residential years ago, I always want to keep track of who's on a job. And I always told my guys, if the customer gives you a tip at the end of the job, I've seen it happen. I've seen guys get anywhere from $50 to $500 at the end of a job. And we'll have a crew of 3 guys out there. They're there from start to finish. The homeowner tips each of them $100. And I always tell them, I want to know that you got that. Not that we want it from you or we're going to tax you on it and make that part of your income. But what it does is it tells me, okay, say we did the interior for this customer and they just tipped 3 guys $100 each. I want to make sure when that customer calls again and they want the exterior done, I'm sending the same 3 guys out there. That's customer service. That's how you continue to retain your customers and grow. And then the word spreads. Now they're telling all their family and friends about what you did and the guys that worked and how polite they were and respectful and the quality work you did. That's how you grow as a business. Word of mouth is worth $1 million. When people talk about you and your business, it can go one of 2 ways. Do you want them talking good about you or bad about you? Because I promise you, if they're talking bad about you, they will trash you on Google, on social media, anywhere. They'll put 1-star reviews out there for you and it spreads. People aren't going to use you when you have those reviews. And it's unfortunate, you know, I think even for us as a company, if you look us up, we have some 1-star reviews out there. There's a few of them. I try to reply to every single one of them. And it's funny how some of them aren't even customers that we've done work for before. It's previous employees, or 2 of them I've had recently in the last year, are employees' wives that put stuff on there about us because they're trashing us because their husband lost a job or they quit for us. And it's always funny how the ones that do that put the worst comments on there. And the one, I knew her name and she still put it on there as if we were a customer and we did a bad job and almost let her cat out of the house. And it's funny. It's like, okay, we're not doing residential, so this is a false statement. Make sure you reply to those reviews, the positive and the negative. If it's positive, thank them for it. Tell them, hey, appreciate it. Next time you need help with your paint project, call us again. We're happy to service this for you. And even on the negative ones, you got to reply to them. You got to do something. Even if you think it's not even a real customer. And we've had customers out there that aren't our customers that put reviews for us. And I'm like, well, we searched our books. We don't have any record. Are you sure you have the right company? Put something on there. Because you want people, when they go on there and they look your company up, they want to see that you responded to these reviews. It looks bad if you have 1,000 reviews and not one single response to a single one of them. That tells me that the company's not receptive. They don't follow through. They don't care about their customers. I want every customer to get the same experience from us. I want it to be top notch every single time. That's the only way we're going to grow as a business. So today I'm I'm living high right now because of this. It was so exciting to go on this job walk, and I was a little nervous because of the problems we had on this project and the different issues, and having literally to repaint the whole exterior of this building over again practically at our cost because of our mistake, one of our employees. But you learn from it, you grow from it, you move on. I've learned to embrace my failures. I've learned to embrace my mistakes. And when you can take a mistake like this and have it come back and repay 10 times fold, and now we're doing more work with this general contractor, they want us on all their projects, that's worth it. To me, it's an investment now. I look at this loss as an investment for the future of our company and the future of our guys to continue to have a paycheck. Because it's not just about the company making money. It's about being able to provide for the men and women that work for me. I want to make sure they get a paycheck every Friday. I want to make sure they're making good money. This makes that possible. But you have to do good work out there. You've got to give them what their expectations are. And yes, there are some customers that they expect way too much. There's some Karens out there. We've all had them. We've all dealt with them. If you own a business, I promise you, you've dealt with a few of these people. There's some people you just cannot make happy. It's going to happen. There's people out there that doesn't matter how far you bend over backwards for them. They are going to complain. They're going to get upset. They're going to get angry. There's nothing you can do that's going to be right for them. And you just have to get through it. You got to push through it. You can't quit. You got to find a way to make it right, make them happy, and just give them the best quality that you can. And hopefully in the end, they'll appreciate it. But there's just some people in this world that are just miserable, and you're going to come across them. It's inevitable. But the ones that really thank you, that appreciate you, give you the 5-star reviews, let them know you appreciate that. Let them know that it meant something to you, that what they did wasn't in vain. It gave you that little high, that little attaboy that keeps you going each day. We need that. I think we all need that as business owners or employees. We need to feel like we're being successful. We need that recognition that we're doing a good job. We show up to work every day. We do our job. We do what's expected. I know a lot of us say, well, you're getting paid to do what you're supposed to, so just go do it. But it's nice to get recognition once in a while. It's nice to have someone say, hey, you know what? You did a really good job on that. I really appreciate you. That goes so much farther than more money, than a raise. Yes, I know there's people out there who are going to say, but John, I want the money. I don't need the attaboys. Then, hey, appreciate what you get, but know that you're being recognized. And then when it does come time for a raise or more money down the road, you know you did the right things to get it and you were recognized, and this is why you got the raise. Because there's nothing worse than someone coming up and, I'm not making more money and company's doing this, but are you giving it your best? Are you giving it 110% every single day? I have to. There is no second best. I have to keep pushing forward. I have to grind. I have to do what I need to do to build this company to grow. And it's owning the mistakes. You know, I've talked about embracing my failures, and we need failure. We need problems in our lives. That's how we grow. If everything is perfect all the time, if everything's running so smooth, which is nice when it does, but you're going to have mistakes. You're going to have issues. It makes you stronger in the long run. I am stronger as a business owner. I'm stronger as an employer with all my employees because of all the issues I've had, because of all the mistakes. You know, it's funny. I was teaching a class last night, and someone said, man, I wish I could go back and change my past. You can't. What you do is you learn from it. You grow from it. I can't change my past, all the things I've done wrong or the mistakes I've made. But what I can do is I can grow from it and move forward and progress with this and say, you know what? My mistakes from the past didn't define me, but it has made me who I am today because I've learned from it. I'm a better person because of that. That's how you grow. Whether as a business owner, whether as an employee, you learn from your mistakes. Everybody's going to make them. We talk about it all the time in our classes, how, you know, even the little things, own your mistakes. We were doing a job years ago, residential, and the vertical blinds that had a trim piece over the top, and they got these little plastic clips that hold it up there, and we pop them off to paint the inside of the windowsills when we're painting. And I remember one of my guys was putting it back, and those little plastic pieces are brittle. They snapped, and he couldn't get it up, and so he got a roll tape and put some tape and just kind of taped it from behind and stuck it up there, and you could see it was sagging. It wasn't done right. He didn't tell anybody. But I saw it and I called him out on it. I said, "Hey, what happened?" He goes, "Well, those plastic pieces, I broke them and, I'm trying to fix it so no one can see it." And I go, "No, we're going to let them know that we saw it. We're going to let them know the issue and we're going to fix this. How are we going to fix it?" So my first step is go to the hardware store. Let's find some new plastic clips. Well, unfortunately, we couldn't buy them there. They didn't have them. But the guy working there said, "Hey, I got this roll of Velcro that you cut in little pieces and they're sticky on both sides. You can put up there. That might work to hold it up there." So I bought that roll of Velcro. I took it back. I put it up there and it worked. It was amazing. So now I'm showing the homeowner, "Hey, here's what happened. Here's what we did." And he loved it so much that he wanted me to do all the windows. He paid us extra to do it. It was a learning experience because of the mistake, the failure that happened. And it was an accident. It's not like we tried to break this. And so moving forward during that time when we were doing all these residential repaints, this is something that I would let them know. "Hey, by the way, as we're bidding the process, if we remove these, we're painting inside. Sometimes these plastic pieces are brittle and here's how we fix it." People were impressed with that. It set us apart from others, other contractors. It shows that we go above and beyond. And that's how you want to be recognized. You've got to find things that make you stand out from everybody else. What makes you stand out? What is your mission statement for your company that's going to make you stand out more than any other company out there? You got to be better. How do we become better? By living by what we believe and what we preach. I'm going to preach my mission statement to my customers, to my employees, to everybody around me. And my mission statement isn't just for my company. It's for my personal life too. It goes hand in hand. I'm going to do the right thing, no matter who's watching, even when no one's watching. That's how I'm going to live my life. That's how I'm going to grow. That's how I'm going to progress in business and life. That sets you apart from everybody else. So I guess my question to you guys out there is, what sets you apart from everybody else? What is your mission statement, either for your personal life or for your company? And maybe you're just the guy out there working for a company. You're the painter working for somebody. You're the plumber. You're the framer, the electrician. What is your mission statement? What do you stand for? What do you believe in? And a lot of us, we don't have a mission statement. I promise you, I bet 95% of you out there don't have a personal mission statement, even for your lives. I want you to think about this over the next week between this podcast and the next. What is your mission statement? What do you stand for? What do you believe in? How do you live your life? What can you do differently? And let people know what your mission statement is. Post it on social media. Blast it out there. This is who I am. This is what I stand for. This is what we believe in as a company. This is what I believe in as a person in my personal life. I have to stay strong. It's no different than someone who believes in God and religion. You stand by that. You believe in it. You wear the cross. You go to church. You let the world know what you believe in and what you stand for. Or if you're a football fan or a baseball fan, Dodgers just won the World Series. I promise you, every Dodgers fan out there is wearing the jerseys, the T-shirts, World Series champs. You know who they stand for and what they believe in. It should be the exact same thing with your mission statement for your life or for your business. You have to believe in it. You have to stand strong on it. So figure out what it is that sets you apart from everybody else. And you don't have to come up with it on your own. You use like ChatGPT or some AI program. Talk to people, figure out, ask others, "Hey, what do you think I believe in? What makes me a better person?" Because sometimes we don't see it in ourselves. We go through our day-to-day life. We don't realize, we just do. We just act all day on what we are and how we live our lives. Ask the people closest to you. Ask the people around you. "Hey, what do you think my mission statement of my life should be? What kind of person do you think I am?" Start there if you can't figure it out on your own. You will come up with something. You can find something that's going to work. And I would love to hear from you guys. If you're out there and you create a mission statement for yourself, put a note, put a message on one of the platforms that that you listen to this on. I'd love to hear it. I'd love to read some of them. And maybe the next podcast, I'll read one of my favorites out there that somebody sends in. I would love to do that for you guys, to read your mission statement and get it out to the world, get it out to others out there so they can hear what you believe in and who you are. Once again, guys, I really appreciate you. Like and subscribe, follow me, and I'll keep putting out good content like this. Thank you.